Today in Capechi's Corner, we're going to look at the first day of functions. So what is a function? A function is a relation between an input and an output. And the phrase that many math teachers use is, for every input, there is exactly one output. Now we're going to put this into use. So is the relation a function? So we're trying to see it for every input, is there one or is there more outputs? So for instance, in number 1, this relation is actually a function. That answer is yes, because 0 is paired with 9 and only 9. Negative 8 is paired with 3 and only 3. 2 is paired with negative 6 and only negative 6. And 1 is paired with 4 and only 4. So for every input, which is my x values, there is only one output each. However, in number 2, that changes a little bit. This answer is no, because of the fact that 4 is paired with two different values. 4 is paired with 5, and 4 is also paired with negative 7. So therefore, each input is not paired with only one output, so that makes it not a function. We're asking the question again, this time talking about is a relation of function when looking at ordered pairs. So for the first example, we're going to concentrate on my x values. So I have negative 1, I have 3, I have 4, and I have 6. Each input, or each x value, only appears once, so the answer to that is yes, that is a function. In the second example, however, we have negative 1, we have 2, but look, there's a 2 again as my x value. There's also a 5, but my 2 appears twice, so no, this is not a function. Now we're going to look at it in a mapping situation. So it says again, is a relation a function? So in the first example, we have 1 is paired with both 5 and 6. So this piece right here, that's the one that causes the problem. 1 is paired with 5 and 1 is paired with 6. If we were to write that as an ordered pair, it would look like this. So in this case, the answer is no, it's not a function, because for every input, there is more than one output. 1 is paired with both 5 and 6. When I'm looking at the second example, I have 1 is paired with 2. I'm going to rewrite this actually. 1 is paired as 2. 3 is also paired with 2. And 8 is paired with 12. Now this is a function. This is yes. And the reason is because each of my x values appears only once. It is okay that my y value is 2. In this part right here, that's fine. That doesn't cause it to not be a function. For every input, which is my x values or my domains, there is exactly one output. Now we're going to use a vertical line test to test if something is a function. This is actually my favorite way to see if a relation is a function. I think it's the easiest way. So let's look what it says. It says, if a vertical line intersects the graph more than once, then the graph is not a function. And we'll look at some examples of that. So again, the question is the relation a function? So let's look at number 1. If I were to draw a vertical line up and down anywhere on this blue part of this graph, I'm only going to hit that blue part just once. So that's yes, that passes the vertical line test, that is a function. However, look at number 2. If I were to draw a vertical line right at the end there, that's only going to hit the graph once. However, if I go to a few other parts, and it only has to hit it twice in one spot and with one vertical line, it hits the graph twice. So therefore it is not a function. It does not pass the vertical line test because when you drew the vertical line, it hit the graph in more than one place. In number 3, this is a little tricky. We have 2 horizontal lines. One has a closed circle and one has the open circle. So again, I'm going to look at my vertical line test. Looks okay there, only hitting the graph once. In this part, it's only hitting the graph once. It's this part right down the y-axis, which is the tricky part. Because one part is closed, this open circle here. This is a closed circle and that's an open circle. So if I were to draw that vertical line, it actually only hits the graph in one spot, that spot right there. So that is a function. And in our last example, number 4, again, if I draw my vertical line right there, it's only going to hit my graph once, but there's multiple spots throughout the graph where if I draw my vertical line, it's going to hit the graph twice. So therefore, it is not a function.